Look at that number, by the way. It looks really sad, doesn't it? 24,999. Looks sad, looks bumpy, looks uneven. We need that. Ah, there we go. That's what it's all about. 25,000. Welcome to the party. And just to celebrate the moment, Coco Gauff mishits a forehand in classic style.
Five and a half hours. Backhand. It's a great serve from Alcaraz.
Alcaraz now has 7 championship points. We know that a championship point does not mean that things are going to end.
9-2 Alcaraz. Is
1 hour and 43 minutes since the center match point, by the way. Wow.
That's 2 hours ago.
Yeah, and anybody that thinks the tennis major should be 3 sets, just like take that opinion, stick where the sun don't shine. This is awesome. I cannot imagine wanting to give this up.
A first to 10 tiebreak to decide this, as it is in the decided sets of all majors. Backhanded play from Alcaraz. Still is going to take the cross-court fight. Alcaraz is there for the winner for championship!
Oh, he's done it! He's done it! He's done it!
French Open final to win his 2nd title, 5th Grand Slam. What on earth was that match? What a way to win it with that.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time it is in the world, wherever you are tuning in from. Let me know in the live chat where you are tuning in from and also what you think is going to happen in this match between Luciano Darderi, who is a pretty warm favorite, I would suggest, and the German Yannick Hanfmann. Hanfmann, by the way, is going to serve first and has actually won the first point of the Chile Open final in Santiago. A surprise finalist, I think, for many. I don't think it's a wild suggestion to make. Do let me know in the live chat where you're tuning in from, but also what you think is going to happen in this particular encounter. Do you expect Darderi to lift the title? Darderi, of course, was in the Buenos Aires final recently, just a couple of weeks ago, before he lost in straight sets to Francisco Cerundolo. Cerundolo, of course, is the player that Hanfmann beat in straight sets in the semi-final. One of the bigger surprises for me this year. Also, if you have any other thoughts on all things tennis, feel free to share those as well in the live chat. Maybe you've got some thoughts on the Taylor Townsend loss in the final earlier on today in Austin to Peyton Stearns. Maybe you have some thoughts on the Acapulco win that Cobolli had in straight sets over Francis Tiafoe. Also, if you hit that subscribe button, you will see that number just below my head tick over, and you will know it was you who made the difference. Two game points here for Yannick Hanfmann in this opening service game after an unreturned serve. And Hanfmann does get on the board with a reasonably comfortable hold. So it appears that Karen Khachanov is also stranded in Dubai. Along with Daniil Medvedev and Andrei Rublev. Among others, they're certainly the more high-profile players still there. There might be some doubles players as well. Stranded as the airports close down in the Middle East. Just looking at our poll, we have Darderi on 64% of the poll of people predicting the winner from this particular encounter, and 36% going for Yannick Hanfmann. That may surprise some people. Darderi here serving at 15 love. The final in Merida between Buxa and Magdalena Frech is about 25 minutes away, more or less. Meanwhile, it's 15:30 here on the Darderi serve, so a little bit of pressure for Luciano to deal with. I didn't know Cobolli was yours, Ghosty. But I did see that your Peyton Stearns got a title. Yeah, I watched. We had a watch along for the match with Taylor Townsend earlier, and yeah, all is good. Thank you very much, Ghosty, for asking. 30 all here, by the way, has now become 40-30, so things looking a little bit more comfortable for Luciano. I think Luciano Darderi was born in Argentina, but does represent Italy. One game all, by the way. Comfortable hold in the end for Luciano. Not had a break point in either of these opening games. Darderi winning his service game to 30. Yannick Hanfmann to 15. Yeah, Magdalena Freck and Christina Buxter. In the WTA Merida final. Have you ever been to South America, Ghosty? 15 love here. $15 all. I make Darderi the warm favorite. I would have gone for him. In fact, I have gone for him in straight sets. Just give me a D or an H in the live chat as to who you think is going to win this particular encounter. It's a good return there from Darderi, forcing the error on the backhand side from Yannick Hanfmann. That one sails long. So it's going to be 2 break points in this third game of the first set for Luciano Darderi. We will be bringing you the Indian Wells draw tomorrow as it happens, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So do join us for that. Darderi goes long there with a chance really from a fairly good position for Luciano. So 30-40. No, no tales of food poisoning in Acapulco this year. Indeed, a step in the right direction. A breakpoint save there for Hanfmann. So both of them been rescued. It's going to be a second serve, though, here at deuce for Darderi to look at. And it is going to be another break point opportunity for Luciano Darderi, the third one of the game. The previous two, of course, were back-to-back. Good crowd indeed. I believe that Jane, who was in the chat earlier, has sympathies for Sebastian Baez, who had to come through two Chileans en route to the semi-final. Of course, in the semi-final, he would lose to Luciano Darderi. Serve down, the tee is missed there from Hanfmann. So a second serve here on break point for Luciano Darderi to look at. But he's gone long again. Clenched fist from the German suggests that he has won that point and got himself out of a slightly sticky situation, at least for now. It's a wild first serve there from Hanfmann that was closer to Buenos Aires than it was to Santiago. Another break point here for Luciano Darderi. We will also have WTA and ATP Weekly coming up on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. So break point here, Luciano Darderi. I didn't see the Darderi Baez match yesterday. No, did you see any of it? Darderi here on the forehand. Of course, that is his preferred shot, and he does get the break of serve after Hanfmann nets several break points that did come and go for the Italian before he finally got over the line, and now he has drawn first blood in this Santiago final. He leads 2-1 with a break at the change of ends. What are we thinking about Indian Wells and the men's side of things? Is it a one-horse race? Is it a two-horse race? Are we going to see a surprise like we did last year? Last year, of course, Jack Draper was the champion. I think it was a surprise. Wonder why you'd been absent in recent days or weeks, Ghost, at least from some of our live streams. So yeah, impressive really for Darderi to beat Baez again. I say again because he's on a bit of a winning streak. I think it's 8 of the last 9 sets, at least before yesterday. It was 8 of the last 9 sets. It's now 10 of the last 11 sets that Darderi has beaten Baez in, because of course yesterday he won in straight sets. And their head-to-head now, by the way, leaves, I think it's Darderi leading 5-4. I think it was yesterday was a... Yeah, exactly, 5-4 now. And yeah, they've played each other 3 times this year, by the way. And we're 3 times in 2 months. They must be sick of the sight of each other. Probably 3 times in 6 weeks. I say sick of the sight of each other. I think Darderi's probably quite happy to see Sebastian Baez, but Baez less so to see Darderi. Darderi's up to 21 in the world, irrespective of what happens today. Will he make the top 20 with a win? I'm going to have a look. Indeed, Darderi really does have it. Here's my New Wells prediction. Mehdi will complain about the court, the balls, or both. Yeah, it's a pretty safe prediction, that one, Ghosty. Finally, it has happened to me right in front of my baby. That's a wild serve there from Darderi here at 30 love. Yeah. That's on the forehand of Hanfmann. He's going to go long there. 40 love. 3 game points now for Luciano to get to 3-1. There's a chance we could have 4 Italians in the top 10. So we're thinking Musetti and Sinner. And the other candidates are Darderi and who's the fourth candidate you're thinking? If you're including Darderi as a candidate, I don't think he'll make the top 10, but Casper doesn't play the South American swing. He hasn't played it since 2023, I think. I think he's keen to add to his hard court resume. And I've got Casper down for having a good run in Indian Wells this year. So keep an eye out for that. It's about time he had some good results in the desert. (3-1) anyway for Darderi. Hanfmann seemed to be bothered there by an insect. And the slice from Darderi goes long, so 15 love for the German. Okay, so Kaboli is the other one you're thinking of. Yeah, I don't think both will be in the top 10. I don't think either will be. But Kaboli's right at the moment at 20, and Darderi at 21. Let me have a quick look at the live situation, though. Yeah, you're right. Kaboli up to 15 with that win in Acapulco, because Acapulco, of course, is a 500. And players like Holger Rune, of course, being injured. Casper Ruud, by the way, dropping a few points after his loss in Acapulco quite early. In fact, very early in the round of 32. So he's down to 13 in the world in the live rankings. Francisco Cerundolo, who is currently the world number 20. $40 love here for Hanfmann. Yeah, let's hold fire on that, Ghosty. I think Runa's words, which I heard, said it could be Roland Garros, it could be Wimbledon, or it could be the North American hard court. But yes, sometime between end of April and end of June, sort of a 2-month window of likelihood, I would suggest. But I think maybe the French Open might be too soon, especially if he can't play a warm-up beforehand. It might be advisable for him to, if that is his moment to return, I don't know, I'd be tempted to play a challenger, maybe in the second week of the French Open, rather than, although then again, maybe just go straight for the grass. If that's your period to come back, maybe the first week after the French Open. Is there a challenger on grass, maybe? Used to have Surbiton around that time. That might have been the second week of the French Open, Surbiton, I'm not sure. Hanfmann holds, by the way, for 3-2. We have put out a video in the last hour or so regarding the latest in the Middle East, regarding players, etc., that are stranded there. I've also heard, or I've seen and read on social media from, I think, a Russian journalist, but I could be wrong on the nationality, suggesting that Karen Khachanov is also stranded in Dubai. But Stephanie Miles from, I think it's called Court Magazine or On Court Magazine, she says that Felix Auger-Aliassime managed to get out on one of the last flights from Dubai and is Indian Wells. Yes, players are stranded indeed, Ghosty. We've actually had 2 videos in the last 24 hours about it. Bublik, for example, is out, but he posted his flight path, I think, on social media yesterday. But Rublev and Medvedev, for sure, and we think Karen Khachanov are stuck in Dubai. Don't think it's totally destroyed, Ghosty. As far as I know, it's just shut down. But listen, that may be a development from the last few hours that I'm not aware of. I just think it's shut down and is for the foreseeable future. I don't know if Bahrain or Riyadh are options for those stuck in Dubai to get to, maybe even Kuwait to get out of that region. Abu Dhabi as well. A nice forehand +1 winner there for Darderi. Forehand, of course, being the much stronger of his shots. Oh, did it, Ghosty? I didn't know. Okay. Yeah. So it could be tricky. Could be tricky, especially as they've got less than a week, I guess, to get to Indian Wells. Rublev and Medvedev. Anyway, I would imagine they'll be playing Friday or Saturday at the latest. No, but cars obviously is the way to go, Ghosty. K15 all. Unreturned serve there for Darderi, so 30-15. Do get voting in our poll, by the way. I see that we have 64, actually it's become 67% now voting for Darderi to win this particular encounter. Ace down the tee there for the Italian means he has 2 game points for a potential 4-2 lead. And Hanfmann goes long, so 4-2 indeed is where we are at. "25 minutes on the clock." Buxa and Magdalena Frech are in there. And Hanfmann here is love 15 down on his serve. That's nicely done, though, from the German. Nice drop shot from the big fella. For those of you just tuning in, do hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Second serve here at 15 all for Darderi to look at. Backhand return from Luciano. Backhand from Hanfmann into the forehand of Darderi. Yeah, that's smart. Keep away from that forehand where possible. And that's nice. Going cross court with the backhand there, Yannick, following my advice. Coach John. $30-15. As we welcome viewers for the Christina Buxa and Magdalena Frech match, which is just about to get underway in Mérida, Yucatan, Mexico. That's obviously the Atlantic coast of Mexico. It's a bit breezy there. Meanwhile, in Santiago, Hanfmann here serving at 2-4-30 all. Buxa and Frech are still in their warm-up, but the match is about to get underway. It's a good, very important point for Hanfmann to win that one. Yeah, for those of you just tuning in, do hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. If you hit subscribe, by the way, you will have the pleasure of seeing our subscriber count tick over. Talking of ticking over, Yannick Hanfmann has just ticked over to 3-4 as he holds serve. So it's just the one break of serve that Darderi has. Meanwhile, Mérida, they are underway. Magdalena Frech is serving first against Christina Buxa. And it is 15 all in Mexico in that WTA 500 event. The one in Austin, which also took place this week, was a 250. Vamos por la Copa, Darderi, as I see some excited kids. One of the kids has got their sign upside down, bless them. Yeah, it's a beginner's error, I guess. So a lot of support for Darderi. As I say, Argentina born, but representing Italy. So that is a change of ends. Frech here in Mérida is up 30-15 on her serve for the pole. This is a WTA 500 as well. So some big points available on the line in Mexico. Some place called Karlsruhe. It's quite near the Swiss border. I think it's pretty unremarkable. I feel like there could be one of the big car giants is from there. I think Porsche and Volkswagen are both Stuttgart. But there could be one. Oh, forehand from Darderi into the net. Now, that is a shot that he doesn't want to break down today, because if his forehand breaks down, there's not a lot else. That sounds a bit harsh, but it's his strength. That's what I mean. Frech, by the way, and Buxa, 30 all on the Poles serve. Good serve down the tee there from Darderi. To be fair, when his serve is firing, that is a weapon too. And Magdalena Frech has a game point, by the way, for One Love. One love. One life, you gotta do what you can. Do let me know what you think of my singing. If you're happy with that in the live chat, as we see a slice here from Darderi. Now it's on the backhand cross court. It's going to hit it wide as Hanfmann tries to seek parity in this first set. 15-30. I think it'll be a pretty rough South American swing for Luciano if he was to lose both of the finals in Buenos Aires and Santiago. Run around forehand there for Darderi. He's loving that. And he's loving that forehand too, but defended quite well by Hanfmann, actually, with good depth. But the German goes long with the forehand, 30 all. But he has an old Porsche 911 from the late 80s. Man, that thing is slick. Yeah, I remember Porsche 911s and Porsche 959s. I remember those being a thing. Oh, we got a break point for Buxa on the Frech serve over in Mexico. 4 minutes on the clock there. Of course, technically, there is no time in tennis, as in like a tennis match could, in theory, go forever. That hasn't happened yet. A wonderful backhand winner there from Yannick Hanfmann. He's going to get a break point on Darderi's serve, just like Buxa has a break point on the Magdalena Frech serve. Are we going to get 2 breaks of serve in unison in these 2 finals across Latin America? Several thousand kilometers apart, but let's see. Is Hanfmann going to get the break back to get to 4-all in this first set? Good serve, but a good return. Hanfmann on the defense. Sorry, Hanfmann on the attack. I apologize. And he's going to put that volley away. He is. That is sublime from the German. And he does indeed get the break. And Christina Buxa also gets the break on Magdalena Frech. So, pretty much together, pretty much at the same time. Buxa breaks Magdalena Frech. And Yannick Hanfmann breaks back in Santiago. 4 games all. 34 minutes on the clock in the Chilean capital. Just 5 minutes on the clock in Mérida because they kicked off, or began, I should say, probably half an hour later. But it is first blood for the Spaniard, with her leading by 1 game to love over to Magdalena Frech. A little bit of a surprise, I think, to see this back on serve. Mind you, a forehand there into the net from Yannick Hanfmann, and it is love 15. It'd be pretty crushing for the German if he was to break back and then get broken immediately himself. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. What's the oh right, yeah, with the no time, yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, time doesn't exist. It's just a concept. Sort of true, sort of. I'm getting out of my depth already. People say I'm out of my depth sometimes when I'm talking about tennis, but if I start talking about physics and philosophy, I think, yeah. 30-15, back-to-back points for the German. And it is now 40-15, so he does have 2 game points on his serve. And Buxa has won the first point on her serve in Mérida, so she's up 15 love on Magdalena Frech. It was difficult to pick a favorite there between those two. But I do think I had Buxa and Flech winning their semis from memory. Oh, no, I had Paolini winning one, I think. Yeah, what's going on with Paolini this year? Yeah, I had Paolini to beat Buxa, but I had Frech to beat Zhang. But yeah, Paolini, yeah, her form is not all there, let's say that. Hanfmann holds. So, 3 games in a row for the German, from 4-2 down. He now leads 5-4. And when they return to the court, Luciano Darderi is going to be serving to stay in the first set. Bit of a turnaround there. Over in Merida, by the way, Buxa has 3 game points to get a 2-love lead to consolidate the break that she got in the opening game. I still make Darderi a fairly warm favorite here, but this next game is going to be big because that favorite tag would probably slip if he was to lose this game. Such is the magnitude of it at 4-5. By the way, the Peyton Stearns Taylor Townsend match earlier, quality, drama, yes, tick. But the overall quality, not of the highest. They may complain a little bit about some of the conditions there being very warm, but also windy. And maybe as well from Peyton's perspective, of course, having had some grueling matches en route to the final. Hanfmann has indeed turned things around. Der Bomber. For those of you just tuning in, do hit the like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. And you will see this number just below my head tick over. And you'll know that it was you who made the difference. Yeah, lots of unforced errors. Lots and lots and lots, Ghosty. I think 82 between the 2 players across 2 sets. Admittedly, it was grueling 2 sets and there was lots of juices and well over 2 hours and 22 minutes, by the way. I mean, most 3-setters are done in less than that time. But yeah, 82 unforced errors. And I think Taylor hit more than double the number of unforced errors to winners. Yeah, 82 is crazy. 82 is crazy, I think, across 4 or 5 sets. But 2, yeah. I'm going to say 44, I think, for Taylor Townsend and 38 for Peyton Stearns. And some of the ones from Peyton, by the way, were I mean, doesn't matter. You win the match, all good. But 82 between the 2 players, by the way, goes to not just for one player. That would be a world record, I would imagine. 30 love becomes 40 love, so a huge hold potentially on the cards here for Luciano Darderi. Frech as well trying to get on the board against Buxa. She's up 30 love. But she is down a break in the early stages of that match. Darderi here has 3 game points. Misses the first serve. How many likes have we got on the Darderi Hanfmann stream, by the way? Oh, what about that backhand cross-court pass from Darderi? I mean, Hanfmann got his racket on it, but the quality, the speed on that was just too much. 5-all. So a big pressure hold there for Darderi, serving to stay in the first set, and he holds to love. It's a funny boy, isn't he, Luciano? A little bit on the volatile side, a little bit on the temperamental side, but, you know, not too bad. 6 likes. I mean, that's almost as embarrassing as the number of unforced errors in that Stearns-Townsend match. Let's get to 10 likes as soon as possible. Everyone tuning in, please hit that like button. Darderi goes long on the return. And it's 15 love for Yannick Hanfmann. Darderi now up to 72%, I see, in the poll on YouTube to win the match. $30 love, Yannick Hanfmann. should have just said Ayala was playing. No, just say Luciano Darderi against Yannick Ayala, or Alex Ayala. Oh dear, Johnny boy. 30 love becomes 40 love now for Yannick Hanfmann. And by the way, Frech is not having things really her own way at the moment. She was up 30 love on her serve, but it is now 30 all as Buxa threatens a double break. Hanfmann here, 40 love. Ace down the tee from Yannick Hanfmann on the dirt in Santiago, and he leads 6-5. So once again, Darderi will be walking the tightrope of serving to stay in the set when they return to the court. And it is going to be a break point here for Christina Buxa on the Frech serve. And she's got it. 3 love. Christina Buxa leads with a double break. This first set feels like it's almost done already in favor of the Spaniard. As dusk arrives in Santiago, Chile, and Buxa, change of ends, already a double break up on Magdalena Frech with just 15 minutes on the clock. Yeah, that would be fun. Ghosty smells a tie break. Let me know in the live chat if you agree. Just seen one of the worst shots of drop shots of all time there from Yannick Hanfmann. On clay, you just need to do 2 things. You need to have it just drop over the net, and you don't want it bouncing too high. Well, it bounced higher than some of the skyscrapers in the Chilean skyline, and it bounced deeper than the Pacific Ocean. So, yeah. But that's the return and a half from Yannick Hanfmann, 15 all. There you go. Don't you mock me, he's saying. I'm going with this for a forehand return winner, 15 all. Backhand return, but that's not a return winner at all from Hanfmann. That backhand return, not the most cleanest of hits, and it lands in the tram lines. So 30-15 for Darderi. Buxa and Frech return to the court as Buxa looks to consolidate her double break advantage over Magdalena Frech. And she's won the first point on serve, so she's up 15 love. Meanwhile, unreturned serve from Darderi, and he gets to 40-15. So 2 points away, or 1 point away, sorry. from forcing the tiebreak that Ghosty said he could smell. What a good backhand that is from Yannick Hanfmann. Now on the forehand, puts it away. Take a bow, young man. Take a bow. Buxa, by the way, just winning points left, right, and center on the moment. She's up 40 love on her serve. Magdalena Frech can barely win a point at the moment, never mind a game. Second serve here for Hanfmann to look at 40-30. If he was to get it to juice, things would get very interesting. Double fault from Luciano Darderi. Deuce. Yikes, double fault. Indeed. Is Darderi feeling the pressure, serving to stay in the first set again? Having lost one of the two Golden Swing finals already? Is that playing on his mind too? Hey, Magdalena Frech has won a point. Whee! 40-15 on the Buxa serve at 3 love. Ace down the tee from Darderi. There you go. That's a response. Game point for Luciano to force the tiebreak. Oh, Magdalena Frech is really beginning to enjoy herself. Calm down. She's won 2 points now. 40-30 on the Buxa serve. Back-to-back aces down the tee from Luciano Darderi. Holds for 6-all. Tiebreak. Okay, I want to know in the your predictions in the live chat. Give me a score line for this tiebreak. Give me a score line, please. Who's winning the tiebreak and by what score? I think it's probably because of it's sort of like sunshine. But you can't call it the sunshine double. Maybe even the environment, the clay. I don't know. It feels right though, but it's a good question because I've never really thought about it before. But it just feels right. Oh, backhand into the net there from Yannick Hanfmann. Well, there's one of the 5 points that Darderi's going to win, Ghosty. Huge come on there from Darderi. I think it was in English as well. He shouted that. By the way, mock at your peril. Magdalena Frech has a break point on the Buxa serve to get one of the breaks back. Yeah. I could say that she could barely win a point. Well, she's on the verge of winning a game. Backhand return there from Hanfmann. Now the forehand from Hanfmann goes into the net. Both points for Darderi so far have been shots from the baseline from Hanfmann into the net. And Magdalena Frech wins a game. 3-1. It's now just a 1-break deficit. And if she gets this to 3-2, I think it's game on. We have seen a double break advantage in Merida come and go on a watch along this week with, it's another ace for Darderi down the tee, 3 love. Yeah, with Janice Chen, she had a double break advantage on Camila Osorio in the first set and lost the first set. She then had a break advantage in the second and lost the second set as well. She lost in straight sets. Anyway, maybe Magdalena Frech fans should calm down a little bit because it's 1-3, love 15. But Luciano Darderi fans can get very excited because he's up 3-0. Oh, I like the name Golden Swing. Good forehand there. Good forehand +1 winner from Hanfmann, especially as he was off balance just before striking that forehand. 3-1. And also, Bamos doesn't really work, Ghosty, because, I mean, I think in Portuguese actually is Bamos, so maybe it does work in terms of the spelling at least, but you've obviously got the Portuguese-Spanish combo. I thought that was set up for a nice serve volley there for Yannick, but he didn't take it. We're into the rally here. Oh, that's a lovely backhand down the line there from Yannick Hanfmann. And just when you think this set is away from the German, he comes roaring back. So from 3-0, it's 3-2. Meanwhile, Frech serving at 1-3, 15-30 as Buxa seeks a double break advantage once more in the Merida final. Darderi here serving at 3-2. Frech is now 30-all against Buxa. Huge point coming up at 30-all, 1-3. Huge point as well here. Last point of this tiebreak before they change ends. And it's a second serve for Yannick Hanfmann to look at 3-2. Backhand return from the German. Good depth on that return from Yannick. But he's going to go long. And he was kind of, with that return, he felt like he was just up in the point. So that's disappointing for him. 4-2, change of ends. We see there Luciano Darderi with plenty of Yonex rackets for him at his disposal. In this match so far, we've had 15 winners off the racket of Yannick Hanfmann and just 7 from Luciano Darderi. A break point for Cristina Buxa at 1-3 and to restore her double break advantage over Magdalena Frech. So, Frech serving 1-3, 30-40 in the Merida final. 25 minutes on the clock. And the Frech comeback could well prove to be pretty short-lived in this first set. But we'll see. She wins this point and then goes on to hold serve. The comeback is very much back on. Second serve here for Hanfmann to look at, and he puts the backhand return into the net, and it's 5-2 Darderi. The Italian there, Darderi, gesticulating to the crowd. Not too serious, I think, Ghosty. Not too serious, unless something has happened in the last 7 to 10 days that I'm not aware of. 7 days, really, because he played the doubles final, didn't he? I don't think it was the back that caused his exit in Rio. Frech has saved the break point, so she's at deuce. I think Rio is just a bit of a tricky one for him and the expectation and the pressure, etc., etc. I think he feels it, particularly last year and this year. Backhand return here from Darderi at 5-2. That took a slightly unusual bounce for Hanfmann, but he's back into the rally here, dealing with these forehands. Now he's put it onto the backhand of Darderi. That's smart from Hanfmann, as Darderi goes long on the backhand side, and it's 5-3. For those of you watching, do hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe, as Buxa has a break point once again on the Frech serve. It was 30-40. Frech saved the break point, and now there's another break point for Buxa to restore her double break advantage in Merida. Meanwhile, Hanfmann serving here at 3-5, out wide. Forehand return is going to go long. So from 5-2, it's now 5-4. But Darderi has 2 serves to win the first set. Remember, the Italian was up a break of serve in this set, but Hanfmann got that break back. Hence, we're in a tie break. Buxa was up a double break at 3-love on Magdalena Frech and looking pretty comfortable at 3-love. I think she was 3-love, 40-love. And by the way, Frech has saved another break point, so we're at deuce. Yeah, Buxa was up 3 games to love, 40-love. She had 3 game points for 4-love. Oh, what about that for a volley from Yannick Hanfmann? Now it's the Germans' turn to just gesticulate to the crowd and say, come on, guys, cheer for me as well. And there's a German flag on an A4 piece of paper. I don't know. That feels somewhat appropriate, somewhat understated, and therefore appropriate. What about that, though, for a volley? Boy, oh boy. And it's 5-all. Well, we're going to have a set point now, but who's it going to be for? Is it going to be for Darderi or is it going to be for Hanfmann? Huge serve there from Darderi, unreturned, or at least in terms of the fact the return went long. Maybe Hanfmann thought he was going to go T and got caught by surprise as he went out wide. Either way, Hanfmann did dump the return long. And Buxa has another break point here on the Frech serve to restore that double break advantage. And if I had $1 for every time I said restore double break advantage for Buxa, I think I'd have $3 by now. Okay, set point for Darderi, albeit it's on the Hanfmann serve. Ghosty here, supporting Hanfi. It's an ace from Hanfmann. Not too many of those today from the German. 6-all. It feels like his first ace, but I could be wrong. I'm sure Statman Ghosty will correct me if it wasn't his first ace. Buxa, by the way, gets the break. And she does indeed, restoration klaxon alert, restore her double break advantage over Magdalena Frech in Merida. 4-1. Change of ends there. 29 minutes on the clock. Change of ends in Santiago. 6 games all, tie break. 6 points all. Hanfmann serving. Huge moment in this match. We're going to have another set point. Is it going to be a second one for Darderi or a first one for Hanfmann? Serves down the tee. Backhand return. Now it's on the forehand of Hanfmann. Backhand slice from Darderi. Forehand from Hanfmann out wide into the backhand of Darderi. That's nice backhand down the line from Luciano. That's a wonderful forehand from Luciano Darderi. And it's 7 points to 6. I think Hanfmann got caught by surprise with just how aggressive Darderi became on that backhand. It's obviously the weaker wing for Luciano. But look at this backhand. Hanfmann dealt with it just about, but he couldn't deal with that forehand. And it's 7-6. And we are going to get a second set point for Luciano Darderi. It feels like he keeps getting an advantage and then gets reeled in. He was up 5-2 in this tiebreak and 6-5, and now he's up 7-6. Buxa and Frech are returning to the court with the Spaniard serving at 4-1. And Luciano Darderi wins the first set with an unreturned serve. That seemed to take a slightly unusual bounce, which was unfortunate for Yannick Hanfmann. And Darderi takes a significant step towards winning the title in Santiago, winning the first set on a tiebreak, 8 points to 6. And looking at the serve quality, maybe I'm a bit surprised to see that Hanfmann's serve quality is 8.7 compared to the 8.3 for Luciano Darderi. The return quality, though, is pretty substandard from both players, despite the fact that there were a couple of breaks of serve in that set. Hanfmann with just 2 from 4 winners at the net, 2 from 4 points won at the net. That'll be a little disappointment. And only 2 rallies went beyond 9 shots in the entire set. So 2 points, I think, from 82. Okay, Buxa serving 4-1, love 15. There is going to be a break as a bathroom break is occurring in Santiago. So let's hone in on Buxa against Frech. And Buxa's serving 4-1, but she is love 30. On her serve. 32 minutes on the clock. 15:30 now, Buxa Frech. It is Hanfmann who's decided to go off court, by the way. Luciano remains on the court, and it's 30-all Buxa Frech. Do let me know in the live chat, who do you think will win, Buxa or Frech? Just write B for Buxa or F for Frech. (4-1), 30-all. See some Spaniards in the crowd there supporting Cristina. Yeah, just simply write B in the live chat or F. Ghosty here going for B. I'm guessing that's because Buxa is in front with that double break advantage. Good return there from Frech, by the way. I like the court in Merida, I will say that. That sort of grey and purple, I think, is a nice combo. But that forehand from Frech goes long, and we've got a game point here for Buxa. Meaning a game point for 5-1. For those of you just tuning in, do hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. How many likes are we on now, Ghosty? Surely we've got to be getting closer to 20 for Hanfmann Darderi. That first set was pretty much bang on an hour, by the way, between Hanfmann and Darderi. Okay, Buxa here serving. Backhand return. It was an interesting kick serve there. Now it's into the forehand of each player. Good depth there from Frech. Some funny bounces there. I wonder if it's still pretty windy in Mexico. Frech goes long, and it's 5-1 Buxa. Yeah, Buxa just one game away. That is pathetic, Ghosty. It's the YouTube equivalent of a Stefanos Tsitsipas backhand. Maybe hit refresh, Ghosty, on the video. Sometimes that makes a slight difference. So 5-1 Buxa. And it is love 15 as well on the Frech serve. So Buxa is 3 points away from sealing the first set. It was a double fault as well for Magdalena to begin this game. She smiles, but I think it was a pained smile. It's an interesting outfit, isn't it, that Magdalena's wearing? Black and yellow. I don't even know what brand that is. We are open, by the way, to sports brands that wish to sponsor Talking Tennis. It's going to be a second serve as well here at love 15 for for Buxa to look at. It's a double fault. 2 double faults. That's tough indeed. Love 30. Meanwhile, Darderi and Hanfmann are back underway, and Darderi has held serve against Yannick Hanfmann to begin the second set. So it's just 1 love, but it is a comfortable hold for the Italian. Meanwhile, Buxa with a really good return, and Frech can't deal with it. And we're going to have 3 set points, and Buxa looks towards her team and shrugs her shoulders. I think it might be Reebok as well. It does look like the Reebok, but you don't see many Reebok outfits there. I think Reebok got bought by Adidas, by the way. Anyway, love 40. Frech serving here. 3 set points. Backhand return is pretty good. Backhand into the net from Frech. And Buxa wins the first set by 6 games to 1. And I think that scoreline is pretty much reflective of the dominance that the Spaniard had. In fact, Frech could not hold serve in that first set because the only game that the Pole won was a break of serve on the Buxa serve. And even that game, by the way, Buxa probably should have held. I think she was up 40 love on her serve to get to 4 love. I'd love to know the last person to win on the men's side Rio and Indian Wells in the same year. Did Rafa do it one year? 2013 or 2014? Maybe. Anyway, the stats from that set between Buxa and Magdalena Frech do not read great if you're a fan of Magdalena Frech. 30 points for Buxa, 17 for Frech. In a way, it felt like that gap was even wider, particularly in the opening stages of the match. Okay, so Buxa and Frech have a little break. Meanwhile, Hanfmann is up 40 love. Why Indian Wells? And just because I think the golden swing is probably not the ideal warm-up event for Indian Wells. It's not particularly harmful, but it's probably not as ideal as Acapulco is, or even under normal circumstances, the Middle East swing. Middle East, of course, hard courts. You would go from Australia to the Middle East to North America, hard courts. So, Darderi here serving at 1-all, love 15. And Buxa and Frech are now getting underway with the Spaniards serving first. So good return there from Frech, by the way, pushing Buxa over the court. Now it's on the backhand of both players. There's a drop shot from Buxa. Oh, lovely volley there from Buxa. That was very intuitive. I'm just trying to think of the word. Creative. A volleyed cross-court passing winner. Anyway, 15 love either way for Buxa. Yeah, we could, Ghosty. We could. How about the tyrannical swing? Let me know what you think about that one. I don't think that'll pass. That's the kind of thing that will get your head chopped off, by the way. Forehand here from Buxa into the forehand of Frech. Into the rally here. There's a chance there for Buxa, and she dumps that forehand into the net. Meanwhile, Darderi serving at 1-all, 15-all at the beginning of the second set. Darderi went up a break on Yannick Hanfmann in the first set and got broken back. Was close to losing the first set when he was serving at 5-6 deuce. I think he hit a double fault, didn't he, at 40-30, and it got to deuce. But then some unreturned serves. And maybe that was just the difference between the two players. Just some big serves from Darderi just when it mattered most. And it is 15-30. Sorry, it's actually going to be 30-40 on the Darderi serve. So a break point for Yannick Hanfmann. Meanwhile, Buxa and Frech is 15-30. Buxa serving. And her first serve goes into the net. So a second serve here at 15-30 for Magdalena Frech to look at. Decent return from Magdalena. Now she's on the forehand into the backhand of Buxa. That's a good backhand from her. So it means that Magdalena's on the defense and she can't deal with that 30-all. Is Hanfmann going to get the break in Santiago? These finals started half an hour apart, and yet they're both at a similar stage in terms of the fact that Buxa and Frech are at the beginning of the second set, and Hanfmann and Darderi are still in the early stages of the second set. Good depth there from Buxa. Darderi saves that break point, so they are back to deuce. Backhand to backhand. That's on the forehand of Buxa. That's a lovely forehand winner from her. 40-30 game point for Cristina Buxa Indeed, Buxa is cruising right now. But you and I, Ghosty, have been watching tennis long enough to know that things can change pretty quickly. 40-30. First serve goes into the net. So second serve here for Magdalena Frech to look at. It's a good backhand return from Frech. Is she going to put this forehand away? She is. Deuce. Do make sure you join us around about this time tomorrow. We will have the Indian Wells draw live on the channel. So join us for that. Yeah, all pretty good sound suggestions, Ghosty. None of which will fly, but they're all sound suggestions. Oh, is that landed in? Buxa let that one go. And it didn't land out. But I also think she let it go partly because her court position was so bad that she didn't want to take it on. Hanfmann gets the break on Luciano Darderi. Boom, boom, boom. In Santiago. Frech has a break point opportunity on Buxa, which again would be really some symmetry in terms of how these two matches have gone and who won the first sets. Forehand from her into the forehand of Buxa. Backhand now from Frech into the backhand of Buxa. Backhand to backhand. Who's going to blink first? It is going to be Frech who gets the break. Buxa goes long. And it is 1 game to love to Magdalena Frech. After 8 minutes of the second set, they will change ends, which is exactly what Yannick Hanfmann and Luciano Darderi are doing. Darderi, of course, in this golden swing, has been in one of the 2 finals across the 3 tournaments in Buenos Aires a couple of weeks ago, but he lost that final to Francisco Solundolo. Well, he may yet lose another final. He won the first set on a tiebreak, but he is down a break in the second. Buxa, who looked like she was mega in control of this match in so many respects, at least in terms of the domination, 30 points to 17 that she racked up in the first set. But Frech has the early break in the second set. But I will remind you that Frech has not held serve yet. This is the 7th, 8th, 9th. This is her 5th service game. And she's been broken in the previous 4. But she's up 15 love after Buxa dumps a forehand into the net. That was a break, by the way, Ghosty, not a hold for Frech. But Darderi is looking to strike back immediately on Yannick Hanfmann. It's love 30 on the German serve. Some funny bounces on that court, I'm telling you. I know you get them on clay from time to time. But anyway, love 30 after Hanfmann goes long there. As Darderi seeks to immediately respond with a break of his own. His team looked pretty untroubled. Frech is trying to consolidate her early break of serve, and she's up 30-15 on her serve. Which final will be done first? I'm going for Frech Buxa to be done first. Oh, look at that bounce on that second serve. Oh, Hanfmann dumps a forehand into the net, and it's love 40. So 3 break points here for Luciano Darderi. Magdalena Frech has 2 game points for 2 love. Three break points for Luciano Darderi and 2 game points for Magdalena Frech. Magdalena Frech looking to consolidate her early break. Darderi looking to break back against Yannick Hanfmann. Second serve as well for Darderi to look at here. Backhand return. Forehand from Hanfmann. Goes into the net, and we are back on serve at 2 games all. So that advantage for Yannick Hanfmann was short-lived, and it is 2 all. Somebody is smiling big style among the entourage of Luciano Darderi, I think. Anyway, 2 games all smiles for Darderi's followers and fans and team. Is it going to be all smiles for Magdalena Frech in the next couple of minutes? Well, if she holds in this second game of the second set, that'll be her first hold of serve in the entire match at the 5th time of asking. 2 game points for Magdalena Frech for 2 love. Meanwhile, Darderi here serving at 2 all in the second set, having won the first set. That forehand from Hanfmann's going to go long. And Magdalena Frech has held for 2 love. So, Buxa ran away with that first set, 6 games to 1, barely breaking sweat. But it is Frech who has the early advantage in the second set. She leads 2 love with 50 minutes on the clock. And it's over to you, Buxa, to see if you can hold serve for the first time in this set. And another loose forehand there from Yannick Hanfmann, 30 love. It was a drop shot from Darderi, but Hanfmann got there in plenty of time, but just put too much weight on that forehand. And it landed just out. And he waxed the racket on his head like that. Dun, 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 dun. Not the frame, I might add. That would be particularly painful. Good serve down the tee there from Darderi to bring up 40 love and 3 game points. Has it really? Yeah, maybe, Ghost. You're the fountain of knowledge, not me. Drop shot there from Darderi is one of the worst you'll ever see. Barely made it to the net. And it is 3-2. Change of ends. So Darderi from being 2-1 down is now 3-2 up. Ghosty, you know why. You know why they have tennis there, and you know kind of why they can't sell tickets. My dishwasher's making a very strange sound. Anyway, it's finished its cycle. 2-3, Hanfmann, Darderi, and Buxa, 30-40, breakpoint Magdalena Frech for 3 love. The Frech freight train is going into overdrive. She has a break point on the Buxa serve. Buxa, by the way, is also involved in the doubles final today as well. Ooh, Frech is aced by Buxa, so it's deuce. Frech can hardly believe it. Does just clip the line. So deuce, much to the chagrin of Magdalena Frech. Buxa serves into the backhand of Frech. Forehand here from Buxa. Backhand Frech It's going to still land in. Some good depth there from Magdalena. Forehand there from Buxer's going to land out. We're going to have another break point for the pole. 53 minutes on the clock in Mexico. Meanwhile, we feel like we're at a little bit of an important moment. No comment, Ghosty. Feels like an important service game this for Yannick Hanfmann at 2-3, 15 all. Having been up an early break and now serving at 2-3, 15 all. I mean, Darderi is just 3 games away from the title in Santiago. Anyway, Frech here with a break point. Buxer on the backhand. That's a pretty good backhand. Frech on the defense. Buxer should put this away. Oh, she's missed it. Christina Buxer, how did you miss that? I'm telling you now, I think that was such an easy shot. Ghosty would have made it. Let me know in the live chat. Would Ghosty have made that backhand on top of the net? I'm going yes, if it had got there. So, 3-love, Magdalena Frech, double break advantage. She's doing to Christina Buxer what Buxer did to her, dishing up some of her own medicine. She's like, you know what? You may have served up some tapas in the first set, but I'm coming back with some with some Polish sausage. And what else? Pierogi, is it called? That sort of dumpling that they eat there. Anyway. Ghosty never misses, says Ghosty himself. 2 game points here for Yannick Hanfmann, so not quite as tense as it was at 15 all. Yeah, Ghosty says, I never miss. Ghosty says Ghosty never misses. And Ghosty says, I agree with what Ghosty said about Ghosty, yeah. Isn't there an episode of Seinfeld where there's a character who's always talking about himself in the third person? Oh, very amusing. 2 game points here for Yannick Hanfmann to get to 3 all. 3 is the operative word in the second set of Frech against Buxer because it is Frech who leads. 3 games to love as the umpire calls time. And over to Santiago. I'm flicking between these 2 countries. Both in Latin America, of course, between Mexico and Santiago. Wonderful. Always missed that backhand on the line, Hanfmann, 40-30. Are we still going with B in the live chat? Let me know who are you predicting to win this between Buxer and Frech. I just want to see a B or an F in the live chat. And I don't mean boyfriend. Just give me a B or an F in the live chat. Look at that little moustache on the umpire there. I've seen him around, I think. I think I've seen him in Estoril. He's new-ish to the tour. At least the main tour, anyway. 40-30 here on the Hanfmann serve. Frech, by the way, is at 15 all. 3-love on her serve in the second set after losing the first set to Christina Buxer by 6 games to 1. Hanfmann ace out wide. 3 all. Good hold for Yannick. Bearing the momentum shift in this set. Are we seeing 2 tie breaks for Darderi and the title? Has Hanfmann won a title on the main tour? Gonna have a quick look. No. He's not. He has 0 titles for Yannick Hanfmann. Oh, nice little drop shot there for Yannick. 15 all. The other thing about Hanfmann is he's no spring chicken in terms of tennis. At 34 years old, he turned 34 in November. Magdalena Frech, by the way, 2 game points for 4-love. Ghosty's still going for Buxa, but he's not a fan of Hanfmann's shirt. By the way, 40-15 here for Darderi. Darderi, I feel, has won 2 titles, but I could be wrong. That's my feeling. Darderi holds, by the way, for 4-3. Oh, he's actually won 4 titles. My goodness me, it's a lot more than I realized. He won 3 titles last year alone in Umag, Bastard, and Marrakesh. So he's won 4 titles in his career because he also won Cordoba in 2024, which I think in those days was a 250. So he's won 4 titles, all on clay, over the last 2 years. He's seeking a 5th title today in Santiago, and he is the warm favourite. In fact, I would make him the hot favourite right now, bearing in mind he's a set up and 4-3. Yeah, Darderi has won 4 titles. Meanwhile, Magdalena Frech is a game point away from 4-love. But Bux has won the next point, so it is deuce. If it followed the pattern from the first set, by the way, Frech would have game points but squander them, and Buxa would get one of the breaks back right now. That's exactly how it went in the first set. You had Buxa racing into a 3-love lead before Frech pegged her back to 3-1, and then won another 3 games in a row for 6-1. Second set here has gone Frech 3-love. And we'll see how the next few points pan out. Darderi and Hanfmann are on a change of ends, with Luciano Darderi just 2 games away from the title, albeit they are on serve in the second set. Hanfmann will be kicking himself that he couldn't put the hammer down when he had that break advantage at the beginning of this second set. As it is, he's now going to be under pressure, because if he was to get broken here, then Darderi would then serve for the match. 3-4, the German is serving. Meanwhile, in Mexico, Frech and Buxa are locked at deuce as they hit the hour mark. Of course, the deeper this set goes, the more pressure there will be on Hanfmann as he serves second in this set. Good serve down the tee there from Yannick, but actually Darderi does really well to get that back. Now Darderi with a redrop. Oh, nice one, Yannick, with that forehand down the line. Chasing that redrop down. 15-love. He was on that like a flash. Bux has a break point on Magdalena Frech to get one of the 2 breaks that she's behind to the pole. First serve from Hanfmann goes into the net. Backhand return into the backhand of Hanfmann. Now it's on the forehand of each player. Lovely forehand cross-court there from Yannick, but well defended by Darderi. Now it's on the backhand of Darderi. He does well there in terms of the depth. Now it's on the forehand. Darderi comes into the net. What a forehand cross-court pass that is from Yannick Hanfmann. You can't teach that, ladies and gentlemen, and it's 30-love. And Buxa gets one of the breaks back on Magdalena Frech. Hey, Jane. Yeah, I'm excited for Hanfmann. I'd love the boy to get his first title. Luciano's nice, but he's won 4 titles already. Hanfmann at 34 years old, never won a title on the main tour. Would be a story. Jane's just a fan of Baez, it seems. By the way, that's the tournament director there in Chile. And she's often spoken about changing Santiago to a hard court. I think I'd be disappointed if that happens. Good net rush there from Darderi on that return to get to 40-15. Okay, Buxa and Frech 1-3 in the second set. Buxa serving 30 love. Hanfmann should win the point from here and does. So 4 games all. Good hold that for Yannick. I just feel as though Yannick could do with a break, though, pretty soon because of this tightrope that he's got at 3-4, 4-5, and so on and so forth, 5-6 potentially. I just think that tightrope will get ever tighter. So Darderi serving here at 4-all. Buxa serving at 1-3, 30 love in Merida. Good serve down the tee there from Darderi. Well done, Yannick Hanfmann, though, with that backhand. Oh, good forehand from Yannick. Now he's going to have a really easy smash on top of the net. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my goodness me. What a volley that is from Yannick Hanfmann. Having not put that initial smash away, Darderi was like Superman somehow getting to it. But then he's got the mental challenge, so he doesn't put this away. And then he's got the mental challenge of the second smash, which he doesn't make. And Darderi really is almost back in the point, but actually Hanfmann keeps his cool. Love 15. That's got to fill himself with confidence. And he's going to have a second serve to look at here on the Darderi serve. Don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I wouldn't mind going 3 sets. Buxa's held, by the way, for 2-3. So just 1 break of serve deficit for the Spaniard. That slice forehand is going to miss. 15-all. That felt like a big point. And a point that Yannick was very much in. 15-all. So now I feel like there's a bit of pressure on Frech. Having had a 3-love advantage, 3-2 doesn't feel anywhere near as comfortable. Still the 1 break of serve that Magdalena has in her pocket, but yeah. Good serve there from Darderi that's not returned, at least in terms of keeping it on the island. So it's 30-15 for Luciano Darderi. Yeah, we're really struggling, aren't we, Ghosty? I mean, how many likes are we on now? Oh, look at that for a serve and return. Forehand there from Hanfmann's going to go long. 40-15. Yeah, it was very high up, Janie. Or are you doing an impression of Sebastian Baez in terms of height? Can you do an impression of someone's height? I guess so. Darderi holds. So that tightrope I told you about that Yannick Hanfmann is having to walk is getting ever tighter. Darderi very happy with that hold. And when they return to the court, Yannick Hanfmann is going to be serving to stay in the match. That's also my dishwasher saying, hey, don't forget me. Frech and Buxa return to the court. 3-2 with Frech serving. An hour and 8 minutes on the clock. I don't know. I feel like with this Buxer and Frech encounter, though, that double break advantage that that Frech couldn't hold on to, I think could be significant. I feel like a momentum shift back towards the Spaniard here, and I think she might well do this in straight sets. Someone else who might be winning a final in straight sets is Luciano Darderi, with Yannick Hanfmann serving to stay in the match. One misstep from the German, and it'll be the Italian lifting the title in Santiago. Janie, I'm not sure if you're aware of the news, but we believe that Andrei Rublev is stuck in Dubai, along with Daniel Medvedev. And I think Karen Khachanov as well. And some doubles players. So, Hanfmann to serve at 4-5. Huge pressure on the German shoulders. He's never won an ATP Tour title. He's 34 years old. This might be his last chance. Sorry, Yannick, I don't want to put too much pressure on you here. And you're serving to stay in the match. 4-5. And it's going to be a second serve for Darderi to look at. By the way, Frech is fighting back against my prediction of her crumbling at this point because she's up 30-love on her serve. Nice aggressive play there from Hanfmann, pushing Darderi back so far. He's almost in Antarctica. 15-love. Just as I say that, Buxer wins the next point. So in that second set, it's Frech leading 3-2 with a break, 30-15. Forehand from Yannick Hanfmann. Oh, is he going to put that volley away? He is. I thought he could have left that forehand down the line shot from Darderi because I think it was going long. But Hanfmann decided, you know what? I'm not taking any chances, and I backed myself on the volley. I think that was going long. 2 game points for Magdalena Frech to get to 4-2. Hanfmann here, huge pressure game this. 4-5. But he is 30-love up, and he lands a first serve there. But it's a good return from Darderi, and Hanfmann can't deal with that, mishitting the forehand. I wonder if that was a sign of anxiety from the German. So 4-5, 30-15 in Santiago. 3-2, 40-15 for Magdalena Frech in Merida. That's a WTA 500. In Santiago, it's an ATP 250. Good serve out wide, that one from Hanfmann. 40-15. Do hit that like button, by the way, as we soar inexorably towards 9 likes. Well done, Yannick Hanfmann there, by the way. Another good serve out wide, and it's 5-all. If you are watching and you haven't already subscribed, click that subscribe button and watch that number just below my head tick over and know that you have made the difference. As you see it go from 408 to 409. That'll be you. But don't think you're just a number. You're more than just a number. Although in the subscriber count, you will be 25,409, if that's okay. Frech holds for 4-2. That's a pretty good number if you're a fan of Magdalena. And Darderi unreturned serve for 15-love. So Buxer serving at 2-4. An hour and 12 minutes on the clock in that final. The moment that looks like it's going to go to a third set. Darderi Hanfmann, to me, feels like a straight sets win for Darderi, but we will see. Good serve down the tee. Forehand return. Forehand from Darderi. Has got really good depth on it. And there's another one of those funny bounces, which we seem to see far more in Santiago than most clay court tournaments. And that one benefited Darderi in a big way. In fact, he even apologizes there, because I think he recognizes he got a bit fortunate with that one. Misses the first serve there by some distance. Second serve here for Yannick Hanfmann to look at. He's really misinterpreted that one, Yannick, but he's got away with it because he's still in the rally here. He's lofting that ball up high. Is that going to land in? Yes, it is. So we are at neutral. Now Hanfmann comes into the net. Nice play, Yannick Hanfmann, from the initial mistake in terms of not reading that first serve from Luciano Darderi. From that moment onwards, he pretty much shot every shot perfectly. 30-15. Buxa's raced into a 40-15 lead on her serve in Merida. So she has 2 game points for 3-4. She would still be a breakdown, but she is breathing down the neck of Magdalena Frech. Good body serve there from Darderi. I just think if it's forehand to forehand, Darderi is the slightly better player. And if it's just serve to serve dynamic, yeah, Darderi's the slightly better player. And probably slightly better on return in general. Good serve down the tee. And it's a serve +1 scenario for Darderi. And he does hold comfortably for 6-5. When they return to the court, Hanfmann will once again be serving to stay in the match at 5-6 in the second set. Buxa is up 40-30 on Magdalena Frech. But Frech has got it to deuce. Remember, she had a double break advantage in this set, but Buxa got one of those breaks back. How she would dearly love another double break advantage. That would pretty much secure the second set for the Pole and push us to a third. It's 2-4, Buxa serving, deuce. Just looking at the tournament director in Santiago, she's shaking her head. I don't know what for. Maybe she's seeing some comments online about the condition of the surface in the Chilean capital. Game point for Cristina Buxa to get to 3-4 ahead of the change of ends. Advantage to the Spaniard, an hour and 15 minutes on the clock. I still feel like this feels like a straight sets win for Buxa, despite the fact that she's a breakdown, and she does hold. That's a big hold for Cristina. Bearing in mind they were at deuce, and Frech would have had a sniff of a double break. Instead, it's just the 1 break advantage she has as she holds a 4-3 slender lead. Change of ends, an hour and 16 minutes on the clock in the WTA 500 in Merida. Back to the ATP side of the tour. And we have Yannick Hanfmann once again serving to stay in the match. As Ghosty suggests, 25,409 is a distinguished number. But if you want to be 25,410, then you just have to hit subscribe and you'll see that number tick over and you'll know that that was you. Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly. Okay. Hanfmann serving here. Down the tee with an ace. That's a nice way to start off. Felt like Darderi was flat-footed there. Although, did it clip the net? Have I got that wrong? Oh, I think it did. So it's another serve here. And he's missed the first serve. So my bad. I thought that was an ace down the tee, but it must have just clipped the net. So this is pressure now. Run around forehand return. Forehand from Hanfmann is going to miss. That was a tight forehand from Yannick Hanfmann. Love 15. Darderi 3 points away from the title. Yannick Hanfmann 3 points away from defeat. And a missed opportunity in terms of his first ever ATP Tour title at the age of 34. Luciano Darderi is going for his 5th. Forehand return. Forehand from Darderi into the backhand of Darderi. No, it's not a drop shot. It's just not a very good slice from Hanfmann. And that's not a very good backhand from Hanfmann, which goes into the net. And it is love 30. This has the feels of a Darderi decisive move. Is it going to be thus? And he seals his 5th title in Santiago. Love 30 here on the Hanfmann serve. Good serve out wide, but a decent... Oh, forehand return goes long from Darderi. 15-30. But this is the danger zone. This is the danger you have when you're serving second. He was up an early break in this second set, but Darderi soon got it back on level terms. 15-30 here, Hanfmann serving. Where are you going to go with this serve? Out wide. It's a good serve, but Darderi deals with it. Oh, and Hanfmann should have made that forehand and doesn't, dumping it into the net. It was a good serve from the German. The ball sat up reasonably nicely for him to put a forehand away, but he put it into the net as he went down the line. And 2 championship points here for Luciano Darderi. Pressure, pressure, pressure. 15-40 on Yannick Hanfmann's serve. Where are you going to go with this first serve? You are going down the tee. Backhand return is going to make it. And we're into the rally right now. Forehand from Hanfmann into the backhand of Darderi. Backhand from Hanfmann. Backhand from Darderi. Forehand from Darderi. You want to get away from that forehand. You don't want to go there, Yannick Hanfmann. You're going to miss. Darderi falls to the ground. He has got the job done. 7-6, 7-5 to seal the deal at the Chile Open of 2026. That is his 5th ATP Tour crown, denying Yannick Hanfmann his first. Darderi, Cordoba 2024, Marrakesh 2025, Bastad 2025, and Umag 2025, and now Santiago 2026 to add to his resume of ATP Tour titles. All 5 on the clay. And Darderi does get off the mark in the Golden Swing. Of course, he lost in the final against Cerundolo in Buenos Aires a couple of weeks ago. And look at the delight on the faces of his team as he embraces many of those in his box. And what a match. Darderi was up a break in the first set. Hanfmann fought back. Darderi had set points in the tie-break. Hanfmann fought back. But ultimately, Darderi was to get over the line in that first set. And he was marginally the better player, particularly on serve at times. Hanfmann couldn't deal with the returns, or he couldn't deal with the Darderi serve. The second set saw Hanfmann draw first blood at the beginning of the second set, goes up an early break, but he couldn't hold on to that advantage. And Darderi broke back. And from the moment Darderi broke back and you were constantly looking at Darderi constantly holding reasonably comfortably and knowing that Hanfmann was under pressure because he was serving second, it did feel eventually as though it would break. And on that final point, it was a forehand from Darderi that went long. And they're all showing their 5 signs there to signify 5 ATP Tour titles for Luciano Darderi. Congratulations to him and his team. They will now head to Indian Wells in fine fettle. Darderi, of course, is the world number 21, the Italian. He'll be hoping for a good run on the hard courts in North America, both across Indian Wells and Miami. But for now, he can bask in the glory of winning his 5th ATP Tour title in Santiago, making up for the loss that he had to Fran Cerundolo in Buenos Aires a couple of weeks ago. Okay, let's hone in on Magdalena Frech against Christina Buxa. We will stay live so you can enjoy, but we're going to concentrate on the WTA 500 final. Frech has a game point, by the way, at 4-3. And it is now 5-3. So, Frech is 1 game away. Books are serving at 3-5. And is love 15? After a good forehand there from Frech, put Buxer in some trouble, and then she put the backhand cross-court winner away. Now she's on the return. It's a backhand return. Exchanging backhands right now, but it's now on the forehand of Frech as she goes for a forehand slice, but it's dropped a bit short. And Buxer should win the point from here, although actually Frech is still fighting and is actually back in the point. And it's a drop shot from Buxer that fails. And so it's love 30. Frech here 2 points away. Hanfmann's 3rd career final, was it? Poor boy. He looked disconsolate at the end. Okay. Second serve here for Frech to look at love 30. Are we going 3 in Merida? Backhand return. It's an interesting return from Frech. Interesting court position there from the pole. And a very interesting drop shot that barely made it to the net. 15-30. I still want your comments in the live chat. B or F? Who is winning this final in Merida? Just write B or F as to who you think is winning. Forehand now to forehand right now. And it's a nice forehand winner there from Buxer to get it 30 all. An hour and 25 minutes on the clock in the Merida final. I've gone for a Buxer straight sets win, but we have got a scenario where Frech is just 2 points away from winning this set. Forehand to forehand right now. Good depth there from Buxer. Now Buxer has the chance to attack, but doesn't really take it. And so we are at neutral in this rally. And Frech misses on that forehand. So it's 40-30 for Christina Buxer and a game point to get to 5-4. Is Magdalena Frech a pusher? Yeah, more or less. Oh, we've just gained a subscriber. Thank you very much, whoever that is who just hit subscribe. 25,410. Thank you very much. Forehand to forehand right now. Buxer here on the forehand into the backhand of Frech. Drop shot from Buxer, but Frech gets there easily, but doesn't do enough. And Buxer punishes her with a forehand passing shot down the line. So we have got to 5-4. Frech will serve for the second set, but she hasn't looked super comfortable on serve today, Magdalena. She got broken, I think, 3 times in the first set and once in the second. Actually, I think she was broken 4 times in the first set and once in the second. So she's been broken 5 times today. So there's absolutely no guarantees that Magdalena is going to be serving this out. Magdalena, by the way, I think in Spain is a Spanish dessert, maybe? Yeah, like muffins. Yeah, exactly. I think they're from Santiago in the north, which is kind of interesting, of course, with a Spanish opponent. Where is Christina Buxer from, by the way? Oh, she's born in Moldova, but represents Spain. And she played for Moldova until 2015, did the 28-year-old. Mind you, she would have been very young in 2015. Probably 17, 18, something like that. Her coach is Ion Buxer, who I imagine is her father. In fact, it is. Yeah. In fact, her father was Moldova's flag bearer at the 1998 and 2002 Winter Olympics. Here we go, though. This is very interesting. When she was 3, she moved to Cantabria in northern Spain. And northern Spain, in fact, the exact region of Cantabria is where these Magdalena muffins are very famous. So there you go. And she's playing Magdalena Frech today in the final. You do the maths, people. You do the maths. That's what you come here for, this kind of info. You don't get this on the tennis channel or on tennis TV. Okay. Magdalena Frech here, serving for the set, 5-4. Where are you going to go with this serve? You're going to be serving up some muffins. Out wide, forehand return from Buxa, forehand from Frech into the backhand of Buxa, backhand from her into the forehand of Buxa, but she's going to miss on the forehand side is Christina Buxa, and it's 15-love for Magdalena Frech as we hit the hour-and-a-half mark for this final. It was a swift first set, but the second set has been a much tighter affair, albeit that Frech has had the advantage. She did have a double break advantage, of course, at 3-love. Magdalena misses the first serve. So second serve here at 15-love. Backhand return into the backhand of Frech. Forehand from Buxa is going to miss, so it's going to be 30-love. That was a gift from Christina for Magdalena. And Buxa looks quite annoyed with that one. Thank you very much for the latest person to subscribe. 30-love. Forehand return from Buxa is pretty good, but Magdalena deals with it. Now it's on the backhand of Frech into the forehand of Buxa, and she can't deal with that. And it's going to be 40-love and 3 set points for Magdalena Frech. Her coach looking a little pensive there. Sat just a few meters or barely meters away from the trophy. 40-love here for Magdalena Frech. Serves down the tee, but doesn't make the first serve. So a second serve for Christina Buxa to look at, but she is staring down the barrel of 3 set points. Backhand return into the backhand of Frech, which is going to miss into the tram line. So it is 40-15. So still some pressure here. If she gets to 40-30, that pressure will be cranked up. And now we see her coach looking a little more anxious. Understandably so. But it's just 1 point away from winning this second set. Forehand return there from Buxa is not bad. Making Magdalena hit another ball. Now onto the backhand of both players. Now it's on the backhand of Buxa just exchanging backhands right now. Who's going to blink first in terms of this backhand to backhand rally? It is Buxa who moves into the forehand of Frech. Staying on the forehand for now. Now it's on the forehand of Buxa, which I think she prefers. Neither player really taking any risks in this rally right now. Backhand to backhand all of a sudden. Now it's in the forehand of Buxa. That's going to land in. Now Buxa can attack, can she? But Frech defends and defends really well. This rally isn't going to end anytime soon, but it ends now with a backhand from Buxa into the net. Clenched fist from both Frech and her coach. And some words of presumably encouragement from Magdalena Frech's coach as she seals the second set by 6 games to 4. And we will take a quick break. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.